These are the Dragons, 5 of Britain's wealthiest and most enterprising business leaders. Over the coming weeks, they'll make or break the dreams of dozens of budding entrepreneurs.
If I put £50,000 into this, there's a very, very high percentage chance that I'll lose it.
The great news is that the world isn't short of musical talent. So I'm back to, why you?
I don't want to invest in the world's most expensive beehive.
I'm not going to make you an offer on the terms that you asked for.
Frankly, the beast doesn't change. When that beast is hungry, it wants feeding.
The multi-millionaire investors have each built up their fortunes from scratch. Hotel and health club owner Duncan Bannatyne, leisure industry expert Deborah Meaden, retail magnate Theo Paphitis, telecoms giant Peter Jones, and Hilary Devey, who made her millions in the haulage industry. The Dragons have the credentials, the contacts, the commitment and the cash ready to invest, but only in the right business. Will any of these hopeful entrepreneurs walk away with their money? Welcome to the Dragon's Den. We have a succession of entrepreneurs keen to do business with our 5 multi-millionaire investors. There's just one challenge. They have to convince the Dragons their ideas will make money. Only the best will succeed. The rest will walk away empty-handed. It is the Dragons' own money that's being invested in the Den, so don't be surprised if they ask searching questions. Will our first entrepreneurs convince them to invest?
Hi Dragons, I'm Ryan Ashmore and this is my business partner Liam Webb. Together we run a record label called RK Records and today we're looking for an investment of £50,000 for a 15% share in our company.
The company was formed in October 2010. Since then a lot has happened. We've signed 2 great artists who are both currently working on their debut albums. Chris and Mark both currently live in Germany and we try to travel there at least once a month. It is also worth noting that all of our artists, we're currently in the process of signing a new artist called Scarlett. Scarlett has received great reviews from leading promotion companies as well as multi-platinum producers.
Here you can see some pictures of our artists. We think that you'll agree, each artist has a very marketable style and look, and this combined with their musical ability makes us believe that success is inevitable.
We have a great passion for music and business and believe we have demonstrated skills that sometimes match those of business people twice our age. Thank you for listening to our pitch. We'll play a medley of tracks for you to have a listen to.
What was the reason? Why are you leaving? Victim to the sword. Hardcore with the rain, metal chains, insane, silver blue strobe light. Do it just the way you like.
Okay, please feel free to ask any questions.
Aspiring music moguls Ryan Ashmore and Liam Webb from Leicestershire are hoping their new record label will catch the Dragons' attention and a £50,000 cash injection. In return, 15% of their business is on offer. Hilary Devey looks intrigued.
How old are you?
We're both 18.
Well done.
Thank you.
Done. Tell me how you got into this business.
Back in school, because a friend was in a band, and I've always wanted to work in music, and he said, you know, why don't you manage us? And I was quite successful managing them. I got some gigs at some pretty high-profile venues, and last summer I was holidaying in Spain, and I met Mark, and as soon as I heard him, I thought, I need to start this again.
We'd worked with him for a week or 2 in his home studio working on tracks, and we met Chris as well. We loved both of them, we wanted to sign both of them.
We drew up the contracts and we signed them
Did
both.
you get lawyers to draw them contracts up?
We had lawyers checked over them in Germany. We managed to work out a very good percentage deal on our part. We receive 80% and they get 20%. We asked them if what they feel would be fair, and they were extremely happy with 20%.
I'm surprised.
We were.
It's rare for entrepreneurs to impress a dragon with their negotiating prowess, but that's what Ryan and Liam have just achieved. Now, Duncan Bannatyne wants to drill down into the financials.
OK, gentlemen, have you produced any records yet? Have you had any income yet?
We've released 2 singles, but we haven't got the sales data for the second single yet. But the first single, it was purely for test purposes, because we were new to the old business. We didn't know how it worked. We got it to a distributor, we got it on iTunes, etc. And we're really just learning the process.
Have you started any other businesses?
I used to have a mobile disco company.
Yep.
I started that when I was 12.
How much did you make?
I'd say around 25 to 30,000.
What did you do with that?
It's been spent.
Right, OK. Where's the company based?
At my home.
So it's in your bedroom?
Basically, yeah.
No expenses, really?
Our overheads are about £2.80 a month on hosting.
Hosting for the website, that's it.
A level-headed manner and a thrifty approach to business, the teenage entrepreneurs are clearly charming the multi-millionaires. But what will Theo Paphitis make of the proposition on offer?
Now, you're entering into a market that is incredibly competitive, cutthroat. You now need to give me a proper reason why I would invest in you.
If you can be successful in music, there's a lot of money to be made, and I believe, you know, with a record label, you've got multiple chances because you've got more than one artist. You know, if one artist, God forbid, fails, you've got other artists you can pick it up and, you know, support it.
And Ryan, have you got a reason?
I say the interest that we've received. We contacted a very famous multi-platinum producer in LA. He's worked with Timbaland, Justin Timberlake, Jonas Brothers, a lot of kids pop, really.
Guys, I think I could speak from a little bit of experience being involved in this with Hamfatter. It was tough. I'd be intrigued to know, what would you do differently?
Hamfatter, I'd say, is more of an indie band. We've got Chris Mark and Scarlett. We feel the music is a lot like chart music, and right now, pop, R&B and dance music's where it's at.
It's what's commercial.
And the guy that you've mentioned, what do you think he's going to do?
I'm guessing he will charge a fee for his services, not. He won't take a percentage because at the end of the day, he works and he needs to charge people, or he risks, you know.
Okay, right. I'm going to tell you exactly what he's going to do when you go in contact with him. He's going to charge you a minimum retaining fee to take the work on of $20,000 US. He's then going to start to charge you studio time for hiring out his studio to make these tracks. You're then going to fly your artist out there. You're then going to incur expenses to do it. It's going to cost you about $45,000, $50,000 US. This is one of the hardest industries to crack. And the number of people that succeed in this marketplace are literally counted on both your hands. You're really going to struggle in this. I'm going to wish you guys the best of luck, but I'm out.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
A first blow as Ryan and Liam's business naivety is exposed. Deborah Meaden is next to interrogate the duo.
Ryan, Liam, hi, I'm Deborah. I get quite a bit of music pitched to me, and I always think, well, you know, whether I like it or not isn't the issue. The issue is it right? Is it the right market? Does it appeal? So why you?
Yeah, we're extremely dedicated to this. We don't hold down commitments. We're not married. We don't have families.
Okay, that's the way you are.
Yeah.
But what have you got that's different?
I'd have to say the artists that we have, because... yes.
Liam, the great news is that the world isn't short of musical talent. So I'm back to, why you?
We're only young, we don't have life experience, but we are trying exceptionally hard.
Ryan, I'm going to be really, OK, I'm going to be really tough on you now. You're struggling to look at us, you're struggling to... And that's what you've got to do. To get out there and get this music heard, you are going to have to knock down doors, and you're not going to have to take no for an answer. You are really going to have to work at it.
I think we're just a bit overawed, because normally we are ones to do that.
You can't be. You cannot be overawed, particularly the environment you're going into, because the people who have succeeded are the people who just grab hold of it and say, I don't care how old I am, I don't care, I am going to make this happen. I don't get that from you two guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So I won't be investing you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
Right. Lots of young people making it in this market, lots of young people failing in this market. You might get there, then again you might not. But you're a long way from me investing 50,000 quid for any percentage of the business.
Yeah.
So chaps, I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What really concerns me is that business has to be fair and equitable for all parties.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 artists signed, where you're taking 80%. Don't you think if they was successful, that relationship would turn sour very quickly?
I think if it turns successful, we would try our very best to keep them with us.
But how are you going to manage that when you've already given them a contract? So what are you going to do? Say, I got the percentage wrong in the first instance?
I wouldn't say
it's not
got it
good
wrong.
business sense, is it? It would be a very short-term relationship, I feel.
Yeah.
And what worries me is what then follows. So, because of that, I've got to say, I'm out.
3 dragons out in quick succession. The duo's Den dreams now rest solely with Duncan Bannatyne. Will he see anything in the youngsters that is worth a £50,000 investment?
I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm thinking, you know, if I put £50,000 into this, there's a very, very high percentage chance that I'll lose it.
There is still a huge amount of money to be made in music.
Let's say you didn't get investment. When would you see some revenue?
If we get promotion behind it, and the single takes off, you know, everyone loves it, it can easily make 100k in a couple of weeks, one track.
So you get 80%?
Yeah. Normally it's split 50-50.
If they were happy with it, we were happy with it.
I'm going to make you an offer that's better than the offer you made to the artists, okay? I'm going to offer you the full amount of money. I want 79% of the company.
We could just have a chat, is that right?
Yeah, sure.
We've just got to take the opportunity.
Yeah. We'd like to accept your offer.
Ryan and Liam have done it. It was one of the most surprising about turns in the Den, but they leave with the backing of an experienced multi-millionaire business partner. Well, Liam, Ryan, what have you just done?
You know, it was a big decision, but we thought if we went out of here with an offer and we didn't accept it, we'd regret it, so...
If we can get mentored by one of the most successful businessmen in the country,
you know, once he puts that offer out there, it's on the table, and I had to bite his hand off because, you know, we're now in business with Duncan Bannatyne.
Well, it's going to be an interesting adventure. Very good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Many entrepreneurs who come into the Den hope that a good demonstration will give them a better chance of investment. Yasmin Hussain needed £65,000 to expand her new business and brought along a couple of young friends to help her out.
My company merchandises Trinamic balls. It's an in-car accessory, so it can be hung from the rear view mirror. It's also a desktop accessory, and it's also a real ball for play purposes.
As you might expect, the Dragons can be pretty hard to impress.
I didn't quite get the dance with the ball.
They're trying to do identical things, one with a conventional size and one with a Trinamic ball.
What do you call it?
A Trinamic.
So one, hang it in the car, two, put in your desk, and three, use it as a real ball. There you go. Easy.
Sadly for Yasmin, extracting investment wasn't quite so easy.
I've got about 10 of these at home, this size.
But it's not a Trinamic ball, though, is it?
No, it's not a Trinamic ball, it's just a ball.
In the end, it was Hilary DeVay who delivered the difficult business lesson to the fledgling entrepreneur.
How many have you sold today?
To date, I've sold 5,500 units. So my focus now is for 2012 and the Olympics and Euro 2012.
Carry on for the Olympics, because I think you'll make a few bob there. But there's no longevity in the business. For that reason, I've got to say I'm sorry, I'm out.
Thank you.
They call me
Good
Lightning
catch, by the
Jones.
way.
Good catch, isn't it?
With the housing market having a tough time at the moment, Worcestershire-based salesman Richard Williams and Canadian real estate expert Gil Ostrander think they have a concept that'll give it a real boost. They're next into the Den.
Hello Dragons, my name is Richard Williams. This is my colleague, Gil Ostrander. Gil Ostrander and I have a company called Realtor Network Limited. We offer 20% equity in exchange for an investment of £50,000. The state agency in the UK today does not work. There is a solution. Gil Ostrander has built Realtor Networks for 30 years in North America and for 15 years in Europe. Gil.
The solution is simple and yet radical. The paradigm of salaried employees in small high street locations simply must change. The UK is the last major country in Europe to not adapt the real estate industry to a straight commission model with an active sales force. We will establish a multiple listing system where one realtor office could list a property and another office could sell the property.
In return for this, they would join our network and pay us a license fee. Any questions are welcome.
Confident claims from Richard Williams and his experienced business partner Gil Ostrander. In a bid to revolutionise the way we buy and sell property, the duo need a £50,000 investment and are prepared to offer a 20% stake. But Peter Jones looks confused.
Richard, Gil, hi, I'm Peter.
Hello, Peter.
I like the sailboard. Yeah, because that's Realtor is a...
That's right.
Is like our version of an estate agent in the States, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you've got all of your Realtor agents in your network, and there is a house that all of them are clearly trying to sell, it's one house, and I'm Peter Jones' estate agents, and I have a few spare desks there, and a few people from Realtor Network, and if somebody up wherever they are, they phone through to, say, Tom Hughes and say, I've got a buyer for you, Tom. So now I've got 2 of your agents. That house is sold, and I've charged 1.5% commission. What does the first agent that found the buyer get?
Half of the commission.
So he gets 0.75%.
Exactly.
What does Tom Hughes get?
The other half of the commission.
Right, that's all the commission
What
gone.
about poor Peter Jones?
Now what about me, Peter Jones, the estate agent?
Okay, maximum half down to 15%.
So I could get 15% of 1.5%.
Of the 0.75.
I mean, that's hardly even going to pay for the paper to print the documents.
The enigmatic entrepreneurs seem only to have confounded the dragons. Can Theo Paphitis make sense of the proposition?
Okay, Richard Gill, you've not thought this through. P. Jones owns the office.
Right.
He's sitting back in his office, waiting to count the money, and Tom Hughes says, I made 1,500 quid, so I'm going to give you 15% of that, and you have 225 quid.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
Right, that was not finished yet.
Okay, neither was I, but go ahead.
Well, I was talking.
Go ahead. Continue, please.
For his 225 quid, he's running his website.
Measured the house.
Measured the house.
Took photographs.
Photographs. 225 quid.
My turn? Yes, 225 quid. My turn? You forgot to mention that Tom Hughes paid him £800 at the beginning of the month to cover his fair share of that rent and that sign and that electricity. The other thing is that you could have 30 guys doing this for you. And 30 guys times 225 quid, if they did it every day, starts to be an interesting business model.
An uncomfortable exchange, perhaps, but finally some light is shed on the business model on offer. Duncan Bannatyne is next to interrogate the duo.
Right. The market is low at the moment. The market's slow with houses.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how you're selling. It doesn't matter how good you are. If there's nobody buying, you won't sell.
I agree, except for the fact that 650,000 people bought last year.
Where?
In the UK.
How many bought in America?
Oh, I don't know the American statistics. Why do we want to talk about that?
Because you said this is the way they do it in America. This is how they sell in America. And we're going to bring it to the UK and use this method in the UK.
I don't understand your point. Do you think that the American real estate market has collapsed in the last 2 years?
I don't really care. It's not my
Neither do
question.
I.
It's not
That's
my
my
question.
point.
Right. You can be reasonable and answer a reasonable question. It's entirely up to you. But I tell you, whatever you do, I'm out.
An infuriated Duncan Bannatyne refuses to do business with Gill and Richard and walks away from the deal. Will Hilary Devey be able to bring some calm to proceedings?
Years and years and years and years, too many years to mention, I used to recruit and run direct sales forces. Today, it is, I would say, nigh on impossible to recruit direct salespeople to work on a commission-only basis in the UK.
I've been hearing those words for 30 years in every country I've
Gillis,
worked
all
in.
I can tell you is 25 years ago, I did it. And today, I have a problem in lending my name because ultimately, I know the scams they got up to earn that commission.
You are describing the real estate industry I joined 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It was an industry of pirates. What we did by introducing some of the changes that we're talking about here, codes of ethics, more effective training, showing them how to make their money correctly.
Okay,
by doing that, we changed that industry into a profession.
Okay, right.
And I was part of that. I'm a refugee of that.
Gil,
Sorry.
God gave you one of these and two of these. Use them wisely.
I'm trying. Go
Right.
ahead.
Do you know what? The beast doesn't change. When that beast is hungry, it wants feeding. and by God, somehow or other, they'll find a scam to get fed. I'm out.
Discord over the business model and discontent with the entrepreneur's manner results in the loss of a second dragon. Now, will Deborah Meaden agree with her rival investors' concerns?
OK, this model works in the States. I think the problem is the mindset is different between the States and here, and without the protections of licensed agents, I think there's going to be a problem convincing people in the UK that this is a model they want to shift to. If I'm wrong about that, you're talking to the wrong person in me. You should be talking to some of the big operators. But at the moment, I'm not convinced that they will adopt it, because the way we sell properties is deeply embedded. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you.
Richard Gill, in America, it is very typical to charge for the sale of your house between 4 and 8%. And the reason for that is because of this type of model, because of the share piece of commission. Here, 1.5%. So there's not enough margin in the model. I do see there's a potential for it if you start to self-regulate, but I think it's about paying people proper money, because you're not £20,000 a year salespeople, with respect. I'm going to say I'm out.
2 more dragons find fault with the duo's plans. Now, only Theo Paphitis can rescue their dreams of investment.
Richard, what's your history?
I was involved in multi-level marketing, built a business with that, and then I came across the realtor method and got involved in franchising that through one of the American, well, the world's largest realtors in the UK.
There. Okay, so what happened?
It went belly up.
And the model there was?
The realtor method.
Okay, if it failed so miserably last time, why do you think I'm going to give you 50,000 quid?
It's not the business model that failed. It's people. Business models, businesses don't fail, airplanes don't crash, pilots crash airplanes. The people fail.
Is that true?
Yes.
If a plane develops severe engine problems, it's the pilot's fault.
That takes care of 1% of the airplane accidents. Okay, 1% of the time, maybe a business model fails because of technology shifts or the market goes in a completely different direction. But most of the time, it's the people who failed.
This gentleman is already shown to have failed. You're following fool's gold. It won't work. And for those reasons, this fool will not be investing. So I'm out.
A disappointing end for the duo. They stayed remarkably composed, but ultimately failed to convince the Dragons there was a future for their business. Innovations in the food and drink marketplace are a staple part of the Den diet. Mark Shaw from Glasgow came in, hoping the Dragons would fund his crusade to turn Scotland's national dish into a fast food snack. All he needed was £50,000.
The idea came to me when I was walking through a shopping centre one day. I had a friend saying, I'm going to go and get a hot dog, and I said, well, I'm going to go and invent the haggis dog.
4 Dragons tucked straight into the delicacy on offer, but there was one who erred more on the side of caution.
Give me the specific ingredients of that.
It's lamb's liver and lungs.
So it's a lamb's liver, lamb's lungs.
Yeah, mixed with spices.
With spices, what, to hide the taste, or?
You start insulting the Scottish dish, Peter.
Having tasted his fare, Theo Paphitis soon set about testing Mark's business resolve.
£50,000 for 10%.
Yeah.
Valuing your business pre-investment of $500,000, yeah?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I based my figures on the projected sales.
Okay, so if I had £500,000 quid, could I create your haggis sausage?
Yes.
Could I create your haggis sausage for £100,000?
Yes.
Could I create your haggis sausage for £50,000?
Couldn't my haggis sausage for 10 pence if we fund up the manufacturing, that's for it.
So why am I going to give you £50,000 for 10%?
You've got a point.
It was fellow Scot Duncan Bannatyne who called an end to Mark's time.
One of the things you said was, you know, if the supermarkets get it, and if they sell 9 packs per day,
Yeah.
you know, if is a very big word. I can't see the supermarkets selling 9 packs per day. Although I'd love to spend more time eating haggis with you, I can't, because it's not an investment. So for that reason, I'm out, Mark.
Thank you.
So far tonight, only one business has secured a Dragon investment.
We'd like to accept your offer.
To find out what Ryan and Liam make of their new business partner, press the red button at the end of the programme. Launching a new product into a crowded market makes for about as risky a venture as they come. But the Dragons can be persuaded that such an idea has potential. At least that's what our next entrepreneurs are hoping. Husband and wife team Michelle and Steve Ellis need an investment to help sell their unique fashion piece for women. Let's see how they get on.
Hello Dragons, I'm Steve, this is Michelle.
Hello.
We're here today to pitch for £60,000 for a 30% stake in our company. Fat Frocks is the only UK retailer specialising in tall plus size clothing. It's also the home to Wings.
Zoe is wearing an everyday outfit without wings. Charisse is wearing exactly the same outfit with wings. There are many reasons that women appreciate arm coverage. These can range from my personal reason, which is lipedema. It could be bingo wings, it could be scarring, tattoos. Wings, as you see, are fitted to the top of a woman's body. They come under the bust and follow the bra line all the way around the back. The design was registered and they come in 4 sizes. Steve?
Feedback from customers has been 100% positive. People are saying, it's fantastic, why has no one done it before? Thank you for liberating our wardrobe. In the first 4 months, we sold over 150 pieces of wings. That's the end of our pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle and Steve Ellis are looking for a £60,000 investment to expand their online clothing brand into the mass market. What will Peter Jones make of the husband and wife team?
Michelle, Steve, hi, I'm Peter.
Hi.
Hi, Peter.
So, how long have you been doing this? Have you got any success previously before you set up Fat Frocks?
Before setting up Fat Frocks, I was busy being a mum.
Okay.
Before that, I was a bookmaker. Before that, I worked in a wine shop. Before that, I was a holiday wrapper.
No, great. But you've got experience, but you haven't got experience in the clothing marketplace.
No, but I love clothes. I've always... There's an infinity with clothes and me. Fashion is a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And it's always been a problem part of my life.
Where do you get the clothing from?
From India. And
you design all the pieces you sell?
I design all the pieces.
How much money have you invested in this so far?
Between the two of us, £8,200. The total business to date is £28,400.
And where did you get the extra 20,000?
Family and friends.
Family and friends.
Do they own part of the company?
Yes.
So, you've been going for 4 months. What's your revenue in those 4 months?
Yeah, 11,000.
£11,000?
Yeah.
Right.
But bear in mind, this is a completely new item of clothing. There's no category. We've been selling in eBay in tops and in jumpers, and as you can see, it's neither.
The commitment and passion are evident, but what of the business? Retail guru Theo Pafitis knows this market well.
The wings, it's very similar to what Asian women wear underneath their saris.
Asian women wear a tight-fitting sleeve, and it covers the bust and the back, whereas this allows you to wear any neckline and any backline So, like this one, this is done as a wedding. There's plenty. Most wedding dresses, the best dresses that you can get are strapless.
You say you're having this manufactured in India.
Mhm.
What sort of volume then do you do? It must be small runs.
It is. We order minimum order quantities of 30 pieces.
Okay. Are you working from home?
Yes. Yeah.
The stock is stored in a converted loft at my father's, though, not at our house, because we've got the 3 children, so we're a bit tight for space.
Michelle, Steve, hi, I'm Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
How much do the wings sell for?
$15.99
$14.99
and $14.99.
And what are they costing you to buy?
About £2.80.
I'm just trying to understand, why is this better than using a shrug or a shawl or a cardigan or whatever? The thing is, there's plenty of options to do the thing that you're trying to do.
But these are these are comfortable, and it enables you to use the things in your wardrobe more than you ever could have before. The things that hang there unused because there's no cardigan to go with it, or it's sleeveless, I don't want to wear that, or you can use these to change the shape of a dress.
But the trouble is, if you just stick sleeves on a dress that was designed not to have sleeves...
You've designed a dress for yourself.
The budding entrepreneurs are proving adept at handling the dragon's questions. Hilary Devey appears impressed.
Can I have a look, please?
Yeah.
We did have, I mean, the patent attorneys...
Can I just have a look how it's attached to your dress?
It's not. It's just underneath, this one underneath. And it's really comfortable, I can move. I'm not extra hot with a cardi, I can't move my arms forward, I can move.
So I suppose if you were slim there, you could wear tops without a bra by wearing it?
You could if you wanted.
So you've registered this?
The band that goes under the bust and carries sleeves is registered.
Right, OK.
Stephen, Michelle, are you saying you've got a design register or a patent? What are you saying you've got?
We saw a patent attorney and he advised, because it's quite unique, get a good element of protection if someone copied and tried to do something similar. I did the applications myself.
Do you think you've got an absolute patent to stop anyone else making anything similar to this as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously there's no guarantee we can apply for them, but we'd already...
No, but just a minute, you can't possibly have anything that prevents anyone else selling the same thing.
Why?
Why?
Loads of people will challenge your patent. Loads of people who make clothes, who sell clothes, constantly will challenge it. It's a piece of cloth. You can't possibly have total protection to this.
It's Michelle and Steve's first knockback, but all 5 dragons are still in. Deborah Meaden looks to be the first to make up her mind.
Be very careful about your patent, because what people do with patents is they take the first step, they don't spend any money, and then they have to start paying their fees. And then before they know it, they need advice. And then they think, oh, I've already spent £5,000. I might as well finish the process. And I've watched people rack up £40,000, £50,000 worth of fees on patents and not end up with a patent. And I'm just not convinced. Particularly at about £14, £15. These are not, they're not throwaway pieces of kit. And I just think there's other ways of doing it. Really sorry, guys. I won't be investing.
OK.
I'm out.
A lesson in intellectual property from the experienced investor. The duo lose a first dragon. And Theo Paphitis is now ready to show his hand.
When people ask me, if you had limited cash and had to start a business, what would you do? And the first thing I always say is, I'd do e-commerce. That's how I'd grow my business. And you have adopted that same model. So for that, I congratulate you. But then you go against the model when you ask me for £60,000. Because now we're talking about serious investment.
Yeah.
I do like what you're doing, and I would say to you, carry on doing it. It might take you that little bit longer, but you'll still achieve your end goal. I'm out.
Thank you.
Michelle, Steve, I do like the product. I think I can see that there might be a market for it. Very often, going out with a product, getting the brand out there, will have a decent carry for you.
Yeah,
so your first to
original.
market and your brand existence is going to do it. People are going to copy it. People are going to bring out derivatives of it. People, if it's successful, okay? They won't if it's not. So I wish you the best of luck on your journey. It's not something that I can invest in. So I'm going to declare myself out.
Thank you.
The duo seem to be getting plenty of advice, but as yet, no cash. Will Duncan Bannatyne rescue their hopes of investment?
Look, the best advice I can give you is go knock on the doors in some shops. I keep selling it online. But it's not a business where you want an investor to put £60,000 in who wants his money back over a period of years, because you will not make enough to pay that money back. I'm out. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, actually, I love it. But I personally don't think you need an investor, because for £60,000, I'd want to be the majority shareholder, which isn't then fair to the shareholders that you've already got. But I love your product.
Thank you.
And I think you've got a niche market. But that's exactly what it is, a niche market. I really wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I'm out.
Michelle and Steve managed to tame the dragons, but not to extract the investment they needed. They leave with nothing. Other entrepreneurs who tried and failed in the Den included inventor Jim Jemison from Salford. He wanted £80,000 to bring to market his new supporting legs for lorry trailers.
Let's go. Pins unlock. Raise the legs. Pins lock. Traditional devices use hand-wound handles, obviously, to raise and lower the portions. The Easy Leg system is pneumatically operated. It is safer, better and faster.
Truck technology is not exactly the specialist subject of 4 of the Dragons, so clarity was vital.
So there is actually nobody in the world who has got a telescopic landing leg.
No.
But there are trailer landing legs.
Yeah, that's right.
Not telescopic.
Yeah, they're all telescopic. That's telescopic.
OK, Jim, really concentrate.
Yes.
There are telescopic landing legs. Because did you just say...
But they're
to me they
screw-driven.
weren't?
It's very technical, but they are screw-driven inside.
You're just too confusing.
I know.
Beguiled, perhaps, but still bewildered, it was the Den's industry expert who eventually lent some clarity to proceedings.
The haulage sector work on very, very low margins. If you'd have come in here and asked for £25,000, I'd have snapped your hand off. But for £80,000, as much as I love it, I'm out.
OK.
Marion Mainstone from London came into the Den needing £200,000 to start mass-producing her novel fold-away furniture.
I've formed Flip It Sales to fully exploit 2 patents. So far, I've designed articles of furniture. They open and close with one simple movement. And Flip It Chair has received 3 innovation awards.
But the simplicity of the product was overshadowed by the complexity of the business proposition.
What I'm proposing is a completely new company.
Why are you proposing a new company?
Because the company that funded the design and development of the chair wants to lease out its IPR and its tools, and it just doesn't want to operate anymore.
But Marion, if I was to invest in a business, every one of those chairs I sold, I would have to pay royalty to the first company.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like the look as well as the mechanism of it. The issue for me is that you've come in here asking for £200,000 in a company that doesn't even own the patent. I'm out.
Thank you.
Dublin-born industrial designer Aidan Quinn and his business partner Gemma Rowe from Stockport are next into the Den with their eye-catching product. But not only does it need to tick all of the right boxes in terms of design, it also has to make a good business.
Hello Dragons, my name is Aidan Quinn and this is my business partner Gemma Rowe. I'm the Managing Director of EcoHab Homes and Opod Buildings. We are here today looking for an investment of £75,000 for a 15% share of both businesses. EcoHab builds super energy efficient dome-shaped eco homes. The idea is to minimise the carbon footprint of the home and to reduce energy consumption by at least 90%. Here we have an example of 3 pods we're currently building. This one here is ideal for a small family. The price is approximately £100,000.
We need a bigger manufacturing facility, and we have come across problems with planning delays, buildings control and lengthy development costs. So approximately a year ago, Aidan decided a new product that would eliminate all of our problems. And Opod Buildings was born. Now this building doesn't require planning permission, it's got a much greater gross profit margin and it sells. Within the first 12 months we've actually turned over £160,000 and that's with a tiny marketing budget.
As George Osborne said, let's get Britain back to manufacturing.
And we welcome your questions.
Can I go inside?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you fit 5 dragons in it?
Yeah.
A large-sized product from Aidan Quinn and Gemma Rowe. But will the Dragons see it as a large-scale opportunity? Offering 15% equity, they're looking for a £75,000 investment in their prefabricated garden structures and innovative designs for environmentally friendly homes. Theo Paphitis is first to question the Stockport-based business partners.
OK, well, that was interesting, but let's get down to some serious business. What's the trading history of Eco Homes?
EcoHab. We've turned over approximately £140,000 with the EcoHabs. All of that money has gone back into the development.
Over how many years?
Over 4 years, yeah.
Have you made any money over those 4 years?
No, we've lost money on the
How much have you lost, Aidan?
I've invested about £200,000, but it's nearly developed and completed at this stage.
OK, so that's part of the business, but also there was a second leg of the business.
Yeah. The Opod is a separate business. This is garden rooms, garden offices.
OK, talk to me about the cost and the fabrication of this.
The cost of manufacturing, say, a 3 metre would be around £3,000.
And you sell it for?
We sell that for about £7,000.
That's retail price?
That's right.
OK. Explain to me, just to make sure I've got it right, why this doesn't need planning or building control.
There's an allowance of 30 square metres in your garden, no more than 4 metres high, and this falls within that.
A confident start from the well-informed duo. But Peter Jones is not looking impressed.
If I was going to look at a home, I look at that. I don't see a home, I see a beehive.
Believe it or not, there is a huge attraction to a structure of this shape.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
I'm shocked.
The important thing is we're not going to focus on this for the time being.
Yeah.
That'll be a consideration at a later stage.
OK, but then we go to that. I see something like an old storage water tank with a hole in it for a window. What do you see?
It comes back to the point that some people find that incredibly attractive. Not everybody, some people find it attractive. We only need a small percentage of people.
Hey, listen, I get that, but at the end of the day, that is weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fact. We've sold 20 and we haven't really got going.
I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't want to invest in the world's most expensive beehive. OK, so that's that. And that is just a wooden-clad tank that I think it'd be the last thing I would want. So you can tell that it's clearly not an investment for me.
Not
so
for
it's
you.
a personal thing.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I'm out.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's an early out, and the duo's initial confidence takes an immediate hit. Will Deborah Meaden be more forgiving?
Gemma, Aidan, hi, I'm Deborah. I think you're really presenting as a business opportunity, I think, as the building behind us. This is a little bit of history. I think its only thing going for it is price, because there are some very lovely pods that I'm sure you've seen with great big windows on the front of them so that you've got these lovely vistas out. So how competitive are you?
We're probably about 25% less than our competitors, but nobody makes a round one. Similar
Well,
to
they
this.
do, just so you know, Aidan.
All right, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, in fact, I saw one recently.
Was it spherical, the one you're talking about?
Yes.
All right, okay. Yes, there is. I'm aware of that one. £16,000. It is attractive, but it doesn't offer the same space or functionality as this one here.
So what's different?
You get a full footprint of 3 metres with this pod, and you can put your own shelves in, whereas if you get a bespoke circular one, it's very difficult to customise it.
Well, I think you'll sell some, but it will be a few. I don't think it's going to be a huge business. I think it'll be terribly specialist. So I'm afraid I won't be investing. I'm out.
A second blow, and Aidan and Gemma's options are fast running out. Will Hilary Devey offer the duo's business more scrutiny?
I'm all for green, totally, utterly, 100%. I've got a beautiful, beautiful fishing lodge in my grounds in my home, and it's been insulated to the nth degree. It's got solar panels on the roof, etc., etc., and it's lovely looking, with the balconies that you can sit on at night and look over the water, over the lakes. In fact, I often think I'd rather live in that. And the cost of that, which is 3-4 times the size of that, was not much more than what you're selling that for. So, I'm sorry, on
Thanks,
that note,
Ian.
I'm out.
No problem.
Aidan, Gemma, are you related?
No.
No.
No. How did you meet?
I'm an interior designer, so I saw the Eco Hab and fell in love with it, and I really wanted to work with him because I'm environmentally focused. And then a year ago, we started promoting the O-Pod garden rooms.
You have an office somewhere?
Yes.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pod.
It's actually a 4-metre pod attached to a 3-metre pod.
Right.
Yeah.
And you sit in this little pod, try to sell your eco pods.
Not trying to,
Pods,
actually
eco-hubs.
selling them.
Yeah.
And the numbers are increasing all the time.
So if you don't get investment, what will happen?
We'll carry on. We're actually on target to double our turnover this year from last year.
Aidan and Gemma, I wish you both the best of luck, but I'm not convinced, and so therefore I'm going to say I'm out.
Two more dragons out, and the duo's investment dreams now lie entirely with Theo Paphitis. But has he spotted something his rivals have not?
Aidan, Gemma, you last year did 106,000.
Yeah.
And this year you're going to have a record year. What's the numbers?
300,000 is our estimated turnover. So we'll have a gross profit of 70,000, net profit of approximately 40,000.
And
Oh, sorry, gross profit of 150, net profit of 70. The net profit of last year was 40.
150 gross.
I'm sorry.
And net of?
Net of 70.
Net of 70?
Yes.
What's your order book like?
At the moment we have about 6 orders, but we have at least 12 people coming on stream, and we're expecting this to pick up very quickly.
Right. I actually like it. I like the look of it.
Thank you.
But it's early doors. I'm going to make you an offer, but I'm not going to make you an offer on the terms that you asked for. For the full 75,000. But I'm going to be wanting 45% of the business.
really believe the risk element is quite low. The potential of the product is enormous.
Potential is just a guess. I've got to assess what I think the potential is.
Can you come meet us halfway at 30%?
It just, the risk-reward ratio is not there at 30%.
We do know the product makes money. It's got a great profit margin and it does sell. And this is what we are focusing on now, is driving it forward, and it'd be fantastic to have you on board. But this is Aidan's...
Okay. I'm going to make you one final offer. On the basis that your accounts will show 160 turnover and 40,000 profit, I will come down to 40%.
What if we meet all our targets within 12 months? We give you 50% of your investment back and you reduce your shareholding to 30%.
I'll take 40% day one. I give you 37,500 as equity and 37,500 as an interest-free loan. Then, if you hit your targets and you repaid the interest-free loan, I would have left 37,500 as equity, and then that leaves me 30%.
That's right.
Is that the deal?
That's the deal.
You've got a deal. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Aidan and Gemma have done it. It took some quick-witted negotiation, but they leave having shaken hands on a deal with a well-connected multi-millionaire.
It's Theo that we wanted, so we felt that we had the right person, the right investor.
It'll come down to 30%. He's happy with the arrangement we came up with, so it's up to us to produce the results, and we know we will.
So, as we look back on the day, what Aidan and Gemma have proved is that it's not important for everybody to like your product, nice as that would be. What matters is that enough people like it for it to succeed. And in the Den, you don't need all the dragons. One investor with all the money is quite enough. If you'd like to know what it's like pitching to the Dragons, press the red button now, where you'll be able to hear from Aidan and Gemma. And if you think your business has what it takes to secure investment, you can apply online. bbc.co.uk/dragonsden. Goodbye. Next time on Dragon's Den.
You've got to make some money at some point to make your business valuable.
That's not going to happen. Not in my lifetime.
No, but that's not to say it couldn't happen in mine. Did you try?
I didn't try, no. Oh, don't look disappointed in me, Theo.
I love it. But the valuation is crazy.
Without listening to what the other dragons have got to say, I'd like to make you an offer.
And there's a brand new episode of Dragon's Den here on BBC HD at the same time next Monday. Next this evening, a triple comedy coming up, starting with Shooting Stars.